Okay, let's unpack this. Did you know that learning a new language is kind of like doing HIIT training for your brain?
HIK training, like high-intensity interval training.
Yeah. Short bursts of intense activity, then recovery. It's quite a surprising workout analogy, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
And, I saw in the sources that being bilingual can potentially delay dementia.
Get this, by as much as 5 years.
Wow, 5 years.
Yeah. Now, if that doesn't grab your attention and make you think about keeping, that amazing brain of yours in top shape, I don't know what will.
Absolutely. And for you listening, especially if you share these sources focused on English learning, you can see how this stuff directly helps with your goals.
Totally.
But what's fascinating, I think, is how these specific benefits for language learners actually point to much broader principles about cognitive health in general.
Right. Like the sources we looked at, they're aimed mostly at English learners, but the advice underneath.
It's gold. It's gold for anyone who wants to keep their mind sharp, youthful. Language learning is almost like a window into how the brain works best.
Exactly. So for this deep dive, our mission is, well, pretty clear. We're sorting through all these insights to bring you the most important actionable strategies, stuff you can actually do to keep your brain feeling young and, agile.
And it's not just about stopping decline, is it?
No, it's about actively boosting your cognitive power, like unlocking your brain's full potential, really, no matter your age or what you're trying to learn.
Yeah. And connecting this to the bigger picture, our sources, mostly from Beyond the Mic, they really emphasize practical, everyday tips, things grounded in science.
Makes sense.
They highlight that brain health isn't this abstract thing. It's something we can actually influence day to day. It's about building like a cognitive fitness plan that fits your life.
Okay. All right. So let's get into the nitty gritty then. Why does our brain age? I mean, it's natural, right? We all have those moments. Name on the tip of your tongue takes a bit longer to remember something.
Yeah, that raises a really important question, and the sources do touch on it. As we get older, the brain does change naturally. Memory slips, reactions maybe slow down a bit. It's part of the biology. But, and this is the crucial part there, that the evidence is overwhelming that lifestyle plays a massive role.
A massive role in how quickly it happens.
Exactly. How quickly, how dramatically. It's about lessening those effects through conscious effort, what we choose to do.
Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting. Learning, especially language learning, like our sources focus on, acts like a serious mental workout.
Like that HIT analogy again?
Yeah, but for your neurons. So just like physical HIIT pushes our body, this mental effort pushes our cognitive limits.
That's a great way to put it. And interestingly, some studies mentioned in the sources show bilingual people often have denser gray matter.
Denser gray matter, what does that actually mean?
Well, gray matter is the part of the brain that processes information. So denser means, sort of, more processing power, like upgrading the RAM in your computer, basically.
Okay, gotcha.
And then there's that dementia delay finding potentially up to 5 years. That's compelling stuff.
5 years, it's huge. So every new English word we learn, every grammar rule we figure out, it's not just about talking to people, is it?
Not at all. It's literally strengthening the pathways in your brain, building connections.
Wow.
Precisely. Learning anything new, really language, an instrument, a new route to work, encourages neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change.
Exactly. To reorganize itself, form new connections all through life. It's not just theory. Studies show learning a language can physically increase the size of certain brain areas linked to memory and language.
So it actually gets bigger.
In a way, yes. This constant rewiring and strengthening is just key to keeping things running smoothly up there.
Okay. So mental activity is crucial. We get that. But what about like actual everyday things we can do? The sources were packed with these brain hacks.
Yeah, lots of practical stuff.
Let's start with this switch up rule. What on earth is that?
The switch up rule. It's a great example. Simple, but really effective for challenging your brain.
How does it work?
The idea is just to consciously change one small routine thing you do. So if you're right-handed, try brushing your teeth with your left hand for a day.
Okay. Feels weird already just thinking about it.
Exactly. Or if you always listen to English podcasts on the same walk, take a different route. It forces your brain off autopilot.
So it has to actually pay attention again.
Precisely. It builds cognitive flexibility.
Yeah.
It leverages the brain's adaptability, which is key to fighting that mental rigidity that can come with age. Think of it as microdosing novelty for your neurons.
Microdosing novelty. I love that. So easy to try. Okay, and then there's this term, neurobics. Brain aerobics. Sounds fun.
Neurobics, yeah. It focuses on engaging multiple senses at the same time. The goal is to stimulate different brain parts and wake up those lazy neural pathways, cells that transmit information.
Lazy neurons. Wake up. So give me an example.
Okay, so a great one from the sources. Try describing your breakfast out loud in English while you're smelling your coffee.
Huh. So connecting smell and language processing.
Exactly. Or listen to English music, but with your eyes closed. It forces your hearing into sharper focus.
Okay, I can see how that would jolt the brain out of its usual routine. What about these speed drills? They sound a bit stressful.
They can sound it, but they're essentially fast-paced mental exercises designed to sharpen your thinking and reaction time.
Like
the examples given. Name 10 blue objects in 20 seconds, or watch a short YouTube clip and summarize in 30 seconds.
wow, okay. Forces you to think fast.
Yeah, access information quickly, helps improve cognitive agility, basically.
Makes sense, like a mental sprint. Now, this next one, I can definitely get behind this. Laugh and learn. Watching English comedy to boost brain health.
Seriously, it sounds fun, right?
Yeah.
But there's science here. Laughter actually reduces stress hormones.
Oh, right. Stress is bad for the brain. We'll get to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So watching English stand-up or sitcoms isn't just helping your comprehension in a relaxed way. It's creating a positive emotional state. And laughter releases dopamine.
Dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical.
Feel good, but also crucial for learning and memory. So yeah, your comedy habit, it's not just fun, it's literally priming your brain to learn better.
That is brilliant news. Permission to watch more comedy. Okay, what about bilingual breathing? Sounds a bit new agey.
It might sound a bit unusual, yeah, but it combines the known benefits of deep breathing with reinforcing your language goals.
How so?
The practice is taking slow, deep breaths while repeating a phrase in your target language, like, I am fluent in English.
Yeah.
It helps calm the nervous system, which improves focus, and it could potentially strengthen your positive mindset about learning, about your own abilities. It links the physical calm with a mental goal.
So it's like mindfulness with a language twist.
Interesting. Now, we absolutely have to talk about physical activity, right? Can't talk brain health without it.
Oh, absolutely not. The sources are really consistent on this. Exercise is crucial.
Even just walking.
Yes. Even something like a daily brisk walk significantly boosts blood flow to the brain. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, plus physical activity is linked to neurogenesis.
Neurogenesis, making new brain cells.
That's the one. Growth of new brain cells. And the sources suggest combining it like thinking in English while you walk. Double the benefit.
Nice. A 2-for-1 deal. So you listening, think about how you could maybe fit that into your day.
Yeah, it's about integration.
And it's not just formal exercise, is it? The sources mentioned learning any new skill helps. That's right. Anything novel. Learning guitar, taking up painting, coding, or, yes, mastering a language. It challenges your brain in fresh ways.
Forces it to build new roads, basically.
New connections, new pathways, that constant learning and adapting that's fundamental for keeping the brain young.
Okay, we've covered mental workouts, physical activity. Let's talk fuel, brain food. What should we be eating?
Right, nutrition. Cornerstone of brain health. The sources point to a few key things. Omega-3 fatty acids, salmon, walnuts, that kind of thing.
Spot on. Crucial for memory. Then there's dark chocolate.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
But the high cocoa kind is 70% or more. It can actually improve focus.
Really?
Okay. What else?
Blueberries. They often call them brain berries.
Why is that?
High in antioxidants. They seem to help delay mental decline. Also, leafy greens, other fatty fish, more omega-3s and antioxidants there. And almonds are a great brain snack.
Good to know. So it's not just random advice. There's actual science here. And I saw a quirky pro tip about chewing gum while studying. What's that about?
Yes, that's an interesting little one. Some research suggests chewing gum might increase blood flow to the brain.
Like the walking.
Sort of. Potentially enhancing alertness and focus during study. It's not, a magic fix, but some people find it helpful. A simple trick.
Worth a try, maybe. Framing it as fuel for the mind really makes sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You wouldn't put bad fuel in a fancy car.
Yeah.
Right. Same principle for your amazing brain.
True. Okay, next up. Something we all technically do, but maybe not well enough. Sleep. Sounds like it's absolutely vital.
It truly, truly is. Sleep isn't just downtime for the brain. It's critical
For what exactly?
for learning and memory consolidation. When you're in deep sleep, your brain is actually busy replaying and strengthening the new stuff you learned that day.
So new English words, concepts, it's locking them in while I sleep.
Pretty much. It's consolidating those memories, making them stick.
That's incredible. And the sources also mentioned sleep helps flush out toxins.
Yes. During deep sleep, the brain clears out metabolic waste products that build up during the day. These can impair function if they hang around. Think of it like a nightly brain cleanse.
A brain cleanse. Okay, I need more of that. And what about that hack of listening to calm English audio while falling asleep? ASMR or poetry?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. You might not consciously remember it the next day,
Right.
but that passive exposure could subtly reinforce the sounds, the rhythms of the language. It's passive learning. Possibly.
So even drifting off could be useful. But the main takeaway is quantity and quality, right? 7 to 9 hours.
Definitely. Aiming for that 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is key for brain repair and optimal function. You notice the difference in focus the next day, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. It's like night and day sometimes. My brain feels fuzzy without good sleep. And the tip about going to bed phone-free.
Crucial point. That blue light from screens messes with melatonin production.
The sleep hormone.
Exactly. So putting the phone away, creating a relaxing routine, essential for quality sleep and therefore a healthy brain. Definitely something many of us need to work on.
Guilty as charged. Okay, so fuel, sleep, exercise for mind and body. What about people? Connecting with others.
Yes. Another vital piece, often overlooked, staying socially engaged keeps your brain active and stimulated.
How so?
Well, chatting with friends, joining clubs, community stuff, it reduces isolation, lowers stress. Both of those are bad news for cognitive health.
So forcing yourself maybe to reach out is good for your brain.
Encouraging yourself, yeah. Nurturing those connections. It's like those conversations are mini mental workouts too.
That makes sense. Okay, let's tackle the big word, stress. We all feel it. How bad is it really for our brains?
Chronic stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has significant negative effects. Studies show prolonged stress can actually shrink the hippocampus.
Shrink it. That's the memory center, isn't it?
That's right. Key for memory. So shrinking it is not good.
Understatement. But there are ways to manage it.
Thankfully, yes. The sources offer great techniques. Mindfulness, meditation, even just a few minutes of deep breathing each day makes a real difference.
Just 5 minutes.
Even 5 minutes can help calm the nervous system, protect those brain cells.
Okay, let's try that quick one again for you listening. Ready? Breathe in deep. 1, 2, 3. Hold. And slow exhale. 1, 2, 3. Feels calming, right?
It does. And journaling was mentioned too.
How does writing things down help?
It could be a really powerful way to process emotions, stop thoughts going round and round, gain perspective. All that lower stress helps the brain.
Right? So, wow, we've covered a lot. Physical activity, nutrition, sleep, mental challenges, social life, stress management. They all seem connected.
Absolutely interconnected.
Yeah.
They work together synergistically, supporting optimal brain function.
So if you integrate these things into your life,
You're not just getting sharper focus or better memory now. You're making a long-term investment in your cognitive health, lowering future risks. It's all part of that cognitive fitness plan we talked about.
and it doesn't have to be a massive chore, right? The sources emphasize making it enjoyable.
Exactly. Find ways to make it fun. Mix up routines. Try new hobbies you actually like. Savor those brain foods. Laugh with friends. Make it sustainable.
Small, consistent changes.
Often much more effective than trying to change everything overnight. Experiment. See what works for you.
This has been incredibly insightful, really empowering to know how much control we actually have over our brain health.
It really is.
So for you listening, remember, you do have the power to keep your brain feeling young and sharp. Just adopting some of these strategies,
Yeah.
it's a genuine investment in your future self.
Definitely. Maybe try incorporating just one or two of these tips this week. See how you feel. Which brings up a final thought to reflect on.
Ooh, okay.
Considering all these interconnected factors, the physical, nutritional, sleep, mental, social, stress, what one area of your brain health will you prioritize strengthening this week?
Just pick one to focus on.
Yeah. And then think, how might focusing on that area impact your ability to learn and grow in other parts of your life?
That's a powerful question, a great place to leave it. Remember, everyone, you have this incredible capacity for learning and growth. These tools we've discussed, they're here to help you stay curious, engaged, and sharp for years to come.